Yo, what's going on, guys? Reversal here, and today I'm be doing a updated blind second dyno profile. Um, I've been trying out a lot of different ratios and stuff, and that's kind of where I'm at the moment. Still a work in progress, obviously, as the format changes all the time. Tech cards always swap in and out, so you can kind of always adjust it, but I'm just gonna make this pretty quick since it's just like a standard blind second dyno deck. Like, it's not too much different than the last one I posted, but there are a few key differences. Mainly that I'm including Ground Xeno now. So I know a lot of people have been asking about that card in general, and then like in terms of like, oh, is it still worth playing when you're going second and stuff like that. Short answer is kind of. I don't think it's bad going second, but I don't think it's like great either. A lot of the times you'd probably rather it be something else just to help like actually break a board, but it does help you play into a board in a sense because it kind of demands a response, whether it's hitting the Ground Xeno or having a way to interact with the bodies after they hit the board. Because if you don't have a way to do that, and you don't like Ash Ground Xeno or negate it, that threatens Baron immediately, so you can go into that and start popping stuff, using it to negate, use your battle phase. You could just kind of trade into a lot of board just with that single Baron. In addition to all your other non-engine that you're playing, it gets a lot easier. So I find boards aren't like super oppressive right now for the most part. Like Dark Ruler puts in a lot of work in this format, in my opinion. It's mainly like as long as you're not getting floodgated, it's like pretty manageable. And I play a lot of like, especially on the side, I play a lot out to floodgates. So yeah, without further ado, I'll just get straight into it. You got the 3 Ovies, 2 Archosaurs, 3 babies, 1 Petite, 1 Misk, 1 Rex, 2 Conductor, the Meteorus, 1 Doggerin, and 1 Pink. This is like the usual stuff, besides the Meteorus is in there obviously because of Ground Xeno. I'm only playing 1 target because mathematically you're only going to see the Ground Xeno plus this in about 5% of your hands. So that's 1 every 20 games. And if you play another target to this, you're going to see this in your hand like 1 every 4 games, if not a little bit more, as opposed to like only seeing it a little less than 12% of the time. And this isn't a card you really want to see for the most part, because it doesn't really help you that much. Like, you'd have to like destroy something to get it on the field, which when you're going second, that's a little more doable if you play certain cards that kind of go with it. Like Pink obviously can, but if you play stuff like Dark Hole maybe, that would help. But for the most part, like, I don't really want to see this. I'd rather see an actual board breaker. But I just play it at 1. It hasn't, sometimes you draw both and it's unfortunate, but you can still use this card at least. You just can't use the Ground Xeno. But I haven't had enough issues playing 1 target to want to play more targets, because I don't want to draw into them. Like, I'd rather see my actual combos, my combo starters, and like actual board breakers. Playing the 1 Doggerin. I wasn't main decking 3 of these before, but I cut it down to 1 just because having the option to search it is nice, even though it doesn't really come up that much. It does come up a little more with Ground in the deck, since it does offer you another like 2-card combo with Ground and Baby. So sometimes you can like open those 2 with an Ovi, and you can use your Ovi to search the Doggerin, tribute it over like an Arise Heart or something, then do your Ground Baby combo, which is nice. So it comes up searchable sometimes, but for the most part you don't search it. But just having 1 is nice. It's really nice for the Lost World, especially when you get to start with that. Then Pink is Pink. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, this is like the engine spells. 3 Fossil Dig, 3 Ground Xeno, 3 Lost World, 2 Pill, 3 Prosp. Like I already talked about Ground Xeno a little bit, and like it's okay to help bait negates. It helps you play through Ash in hand more than anything, which I found to be the best use for it. Because, like, say you Dark Ruler their board and they like have an Ash in hand. Being able to start with this and like they have to Ash it, or you just get to make Baron and do your combo for free. So it's nice for that. It adds more consistency, which is nice, like especially with the 6 card you get when you're going second. Helps this deck a lot in terms of being able to play the game, which going first, no matter what list you use, unless you're playing like 0 non-engine. Sometimes only opening your 5 cards, it can be an issue of not drawing like a good enough hand, like because your regular 2-card combos are fragile, so you really want to be seeing 3-card combos going first. I play through like Ash and stuff, so that helps a lot. Prosperity is still insane. It's the best card in the deck, honestly. Thankfully, it's been announced to get a reprint in November, so budget players hang on a little longer and be able to get that. Hopefully it's not hit on the ban list before then or shortly after, which I have a bad feeling that's going to happen because dinos get hit on every ban list apparently, one way or another. So for the rest of the non-engine stuff, I'm playing 3 Ash, 3 Dark Ruler, 2 Lightning Storm, then the new addition is 2 Thrust and 1 Talent. I mentioned in the last Go Second Dino video, if you have Thrust, give them a try, see how it is. I decided to just buy them because I wanted to. I only got 2 though, since I don't feel like buying a third. They did go up since I got them, so that's cool, but this card's crazy. I'm not sure if I would play a third, honestly. I kind of like it at 2, but this card's really, really good. Like, just being able to search, like, a Lightning Storm, a Dark Ruler, a Talent, or you can even search, like, Fossil Dig or Ground Xeno, like, to get your engine plays going if you need to. It's just very versatile going second. It's almost always live going second. Going first, it's not very good, but you're blinding second, so. There's a card you can play on the side if you do want to go first and keep this in, which I'll try to remember to talk about, but it's the Daruma Destructive Cannon, whatever it's called. You can, if you want to go first versus shifter deck, since going second and getting shiftered is fucking awful, so sometimes you want to go first versus those decks, and so you can have some type of thing to do against shifter. You can normal OV, send Rex, bring it back, make a rank 4. You could thrust into Daruma Cannon, and then they can't really do anything past that point. It gets you your next turn to give you a chance. But that's about it. The 2 Lightning Storm, this card's really good right now. Back row is like everywhere, whether it's Floodgates or just like Imperms, Book of Moons, engine stuff people search. This card's just been extremely good. You can play a Duster instead of one of these and just side the other Lightning Storm, just to give you, like, because sometimes Duster's better to search off this in certain game states where like you end up with a monster on board, but for the most part, game 1, I'd rather see Lightning Storm because it functionally does the same thing if you do open it. And sometimes, especially game 1, people will leave their shit in attack and you could just clear it all with this sometimes, which is nice. So I prefer playing 2 of these, but you could definitely play 1 Duster, 1 Storm if you want to. Dark Ruler has been the MVP by far. It's been the best card out of these easily. A lot of decks just straight up don't have an answer for it right now, and then you just clear everything with UCT, set up your board, and just win the game if they don't have one of these type of cards to hit you back with on their turn. And the last card's Ash. This card is really mid in a blind second list, but I feel like you probably have to play it because if you don't play it, your matchup with like Labyrinth and like Branded becomes really weird game 1. I don't really want to have nothing for those decks. Like Lightning Storm's obviously not bad against Labyrinth, but I feel like you just have to play Ash, even though like it's not that great. But yeah, that's the lineup I'm going with for now. It's good. Like I said, I still think going second's the way to go with this with Dinos. It's been the more consistent option. For me personally, I've been winning a lot more with this as opposed to the go first list. This is 41 cards at the moment. You could even play like maybe a little higher. Like I've considered throwing in like a dark hole or something too, just to get the non-engine count up a little bit. Because when you do play the ground package, it does cut into your non-engine slots. So like right here you have 3, 6, 8, 10, 11, and then you have the Pank and the Dogger. So that's 13 going second cards in a 41 card deck. So the math on that when you're drawing 6 cards is actually like pretty good, especially because all of these are good 6 cards. And then Ash is not terrible as a 6 card sometimes, like versus like Runic and stuff like that. Like it's not terrible. But for the most part, like these are the ones like you can factor in the 6 card, and then Ash is like mainly just in your opening 5. But like I said, you kind of have to play it, unfortunately. But yeah, you could play 1 extra card. It helps the math out on the non-engine a little bit. So, but 41's fine too. But Dark Hole is something I might throw in as a one-of, just to experiment, or maybe like the Duster main deck it, just to have even more back row hate. Because like I said, the back row hate's been really good. But that's it for the main. The extra, mostly standard stuff. Lagia, Dolka, Dugares, Baguska. This is the 15th card. This could be something else. I'm just trying it again because I'm sick of getting shifted. So this is like the only card that could maybe give you a chance sometimes, even though it's really not that good, because like Kashtira has Scareclaw Cash, but this is mainly there because Flu's been popping up a lot lately, so that's about it. The one Zeus, this card's really nice with the talents especially. Links, we got Linkuriboh, Secure, Pentastag, Phoenix, and Unicorn. So just your utility, kind of help you go into boards when you're link climbing. The access code help you clear everything, end games. 2 G golems to help you climb into these things very easily. Like I mentioned in the past, with your regular combo, if you, assuming you get to play, you get to use these to climb into access code, a rank 4, and your UCT. So you're pretty much clearing everything on their board, whether it's back row monsters, and then you're setting up UCT rank 4 to stop their follow-up. And then the last 2 are Appaloosa to go off off of these when you don't need access code going second, like if you're just clearing a board and then you can just get an extra negates with that, or when you opt to go first, or when they make you go first. The G golems help you raise the ceiling of the deck a little bit without having the extra bricks, so you get to end on the Appaloosa with a Petite in hand to help you to pop a UCT. So you can get either another Pank, or you can search UCT with the OVU summon for follow-up, so that's really nice. And the last card's Baron. This is there for the ground Xeno and the Meteorus. I'm not sure there's anything I'd really change in here. Like I usually like playing like a Cerberus, or you could play Donner. Just Dweller, but I feel like Dweller doesn't really come up that much in this current format. You could play another going first target to going off these, but I feel like the other stuff just comes up more and you just go for Appaloosa, because I really don't like going first with this that much unless they make you go first, or sometimes if you don't feel comfortable going second versus certain decks, like I said, like Shifter especially, like that can be a pain in the ass going second since there's no counterplay to it anymore since Gamma's limited. So that's it for the extra. For the side, 3 Ghost Spell. Like I said before, I feel like you have to play Ghost Spell right now or Bestials, one or the other. And I'm just opting for this since it's a little better into Runic and it has some use versus Kashtira. I don't really like Sidon versus Kashtira. It just has a little more usage, I think, than Bestials against like the best decks. But there's an argument to run like a Bestial package instead, but I've been running Bell and it's been fine. 2 Nib. This card's weird right now. It's really mainly there for cash, because cash is not like, you want to be able to deal with cash, because a Razhard is a custom card that FTKs your deck if you don't deal with it. So they almost always play into this card, I've found now. So, and versus like random rogue stuff, like this card can just be crazy. So just trying it at 2 for now. Could potentially cut it for something else, maybe bump it to 3. I'll see how it goes. But like I always say, like the side, like your tech cards in general, they could always rotate on in and out depending on your locals or when you're going to an event, the meta changes and stuff. Playing one more Dogger in just to have another one. Sometimes you'd rather open it, like you're not searching it most of the time, you'd rather open it. So this is just when you want another kaiju. One Dark Hole. This is experimental right now. It's just there as a one of, because you can search it off Thrust, and it's just like decent right now, I think. I'm not sure if I'll keep playing it. Like I said, I might throw it in the main as a 40-second card. Probably won't. I kind of want to keep it at 41, but I'm trying this out for now, see how it goes. If not, I could take it out for something. But more back row hate. We got Duster and 3 Cosmics. Cosmic's really nice, since I wanted a lot of cards in the side that are flexible for going first too. And Cosmic's like really good going first into a lot of different decks because of like field spells and continuous spells. So I like Cosmic a lot. And like I said, floodgates are an issue, so you want to have a lot of outs to floodgates. The one called by just for going first and then going second versus certain decks where it's applicable. 3 anti-spell. This is the best go first card in my opinion to side. In this deck especially, since this deck has a big problem with Dark Ruler. So that's why I don't like going first with like this deck, unless I really have to. So anti-spell is really nice for that, and then anti-spell is really good for like branded cash and general stuff, just decks that play a lot of spells. So yeah, that's about it. There's an argument to cut like either the Doggerin or a Dark Hole, or maybe a Cosmic, to play one more trap, and that's the Daruma Cannon, like I said, just to give your Thrust a good target to search off when you opt to go first. So that's something to consider. I don't have that card yet. It's in the mail right now actually, so I can't like show it, but that's like the main thing I'm considering doing, is cutting like either a Cosmic or one of these, and then maybe like the same thing, like it could end up being a 3rd nib as well. But these are like the flexible options. The other stuff is like the nibs too. These are, like I said, experimenting with these, but this is the main stuff. Like I wouldn't change these, like the back row hate and then the bells and then these. But yeah, that's about it. I can show the ground Xeno combo real quick, just for those that don't know how I'm kind of doing it. It's just very like simplistic. Ground pops the baby. Searches the Meteorus. Baby's Chainlink 1. Meteorus is Chainlink 2 to summon. And then baby's gonna summon your Misk here. So this just threatens Baron immediately. So once this resolves, like if they don't have a way to interact with these 2 bodies, you just get to make Baron for free. Start ripping apart their board. But I'm gonna show this for going first, just because like that's the ground's better going first and second. So when you're going first, you're going to the Baron. Then you can Misk for 2 here with the Meteorus. Summon your Petite. Baron, pop the Petite. Summon Ovi from deck. Search your baby. You haven't normal summoned yet, so you normal the baby. Ovi, pop the baby. Bring back a baby. Archosaur, pop the baby. Grab your pill. Baby is going to summon Rex from deck. Then you're just going to do the Linkaribo. And then the issue with this is beforehand I was playing Lambda to make as like the Link 2 right here, but now there's really nothing good to make with just like a generic Link 2. So you just like make a pentastag or something here, like just to get the Rex engrave. If there's like a generic Link 2 that anyone can think of that just like does anything, let me know in the comments, because that would help this a lot. Haven't really found anything that's like that good to warrant like an extra deck slot, but if you see anything, let me know. I don't know where I put the pill. I'll just grab another one. Pill, your Link Karibo, and the Rex. The Rex will come back. You will summon Conductor. Oh, battery's low. And then with these two, you can make a rank 4. So you can make Lagia or you can make Dolka. Doesn't really matter which. If you want the Judgmental legs, go for Lagia. If you want the 2 monster negate and destroys, get the Dolka. So that's it for the just like a base Crown Baby combo. It's nothing crazy. Like it's not like a boosted. It's a better ceiling than the like regular Dino stuff. Like, but it's like the same amount of disruptions basically as the G Golem board, but instead of the Appaloosa, you're ending on Baron, and you don't have the Petite in hand in this. But if the Baron gets through the turn, you can tag it out in the standby phase for your Ovi, and then the Ovi can search another Conductor. So that can be your follow up potentially. But yeah, that's about it. This is how I prefer to use the Ground Xeno. I like going into Baron on the 3rd summon, just because, like, sure, you can play like vanillas and shit like that, but that stuff is more bricks. The combos are often very vulnerable, and this is just, it's Baron on 3rd summon, so there's really, once you get to that point, you do get to play for free. So, and then if you do have to use this, you just tag it out in their standby for your Ovi, and then your Ovi can search you follow up. So that's cool. Yeah, it's a little longer than I wanted it to be for just a blind second list, but figured I'd talk about the Ground Xeno and stuff like that a little bit, just give my thoughts on the card. Like I said, this card's decent. It's not bad. It's not like crazy, but I think it's probably worth playing just because it helps you beat Ash more, and it's just added consistency. And it's, like I said, it's not terrible going second. It often baits a negate at least, so you could basically consider this like the same thing as like a Dark Hole or anything like along those lines that can be responded to, because it just, those cards often just trade for a negate anyway, unless the board just allows you to do it. So yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. That's about it. Peace.